when I watched the film of Tua Tagovailoa, it's pretty clear to me that he's the second best quarterback in the NFL draft. He's not as good as Joe Burrow, but he's also a lot better and more polished than every other quarterback available in the NFL draft. Tua is a franchise quarterback, and he's at his best when he's in the pocket. He's got a great deep ball. He's highly accurate when throwing the ball down along the sidelines. He's really accurate. He's got great footwork. And when he's going through progressions, his footwork helps him maintain a level of accuracy when he's throwing to his third and his fourth read. The most encouraging thing I see on film from Tua Tagovailoa is that he's able to not only work from his progressions from 1 to 2, but then back to the backside 3 to 4, his third and fourth reads in a progression. But he's also completing a ton of passes downfield in the really tight windows, and you see a lot of NFL level throws from Tua. Tua executes at a high level. He has a lot of passes in the tight windows. And you see a lot of plays from Tua where you think that's exactly what he's going to need to do at the NFL level. He doesn't have the strongest arm in the draft, but it's more than enough. And again, that ability to drive the ball downfield in the tight windows, throw with a lot of anticipation. Tua understands when a receiver is going to be open and will throw the ball before they've made their break and throw them open into a window. Highly accurate. I see a franchise quarterback when I watch Tua play on film. Now, here's the difference between Joe Burrow and Tua Tagovailoa. Joe Burrow is the clear number 1, Tua is the clear number 2, then there's everybody else after them. But there is a difference, and it's bigger than I thought it would be between Joe Burrow and between Tua. The difference is that Joe Burrow had creative solutions that Tua did not. Again, Tua executes at a high level. He completes a lot of passes in the tight windows. Normally, Tua would be the number 1 overall pick in the NFL draft. Normally, he'd be the number 1 quarterback in the NFL draft. But Joe Burrow is just simply next level with ball location. Throwing guys open. Literally Aaron Rodgers level ball accuracy where he's throwing guys on the back shoulder. They're not open. They're totally guarded. And Joe Burrow finds a way to throw the ball into them anyway and be so accurate he throws them open. And Tua was not as precise, had fewer eye-popping plays. And Joe Burrow's ability to extend plays and improvise was also better than Tua. All this stuff I'm saying where I'm saying Joe Burrow's better than Tua, it's not a knock against Tua. He's a great quarterback. It just really shows how great Joe Burrow is. Now, I will also say, Tua got hurt last year. He played with a hurt ankle. But even on Tua's best day, Joe Burrow was a better quarterback at extending plays and better improvisation. There's a play against Tennessee where Tua had an ugly interception where he was trying to improvise and trying to keep the play alive. And he also occasionally forced some throws into double coverage, and you're like, I don't know. Now, I will say, I think it's silly when people talk about Tua's throwing motion. He's left-handed, and most quarterbacks are right-handed. But if you put Tua's tape into a computer program on video, and if you flip the image so you're watching Tua throw right-handed rather than left-handed, he looks totally normal as a, quote, right-handed quarterback. Now, most people, I think, just struggle to adjust to watching a left-handed quarterback. Their brains can't orient to it as well. But if you put Joe Burrow or Justin Herbert or even Andrew Luck into the same computer program and flip their motion so they look like they're left-handed, that looks weird too. I think most people, it's not that Tua has a bad throwing motion. Most people just aren't used to watching a left-handed quarterback throw the ball. I will say, if Tua can find a way to use his hips and create more torque with his legs, he's going to have even more velocity on the ball. But that's really my only critique when it comes to mechanics with Tua and the way he throws the ball. Now, when it comes to Tua, the biggest unknown is his mobility. I remember watching the guy 2 years ago and thinking, man, this guy moves in the pocket like Russell Wilson. He's so elusive. He's hard to sack. And then last year, he played the majority of his season with an injured ankle. And then he ended his year with a dislocated hip. And so we really just never saw much mobility from Tua at all last year. And he's also had multiple lower body injuries. And he's not only that, he's about to play in the NFL against better athletes. So my question is, when Tua plays in the NFL, is he going to be as mobile as we saw 2 years ago? I don't think so. It's hard to know. We did see a video of Tua working with Trent Dilfer and moving around a bunch. But that's in a gym. I mean, it's hard to predict how he's going to play on Sundays when there are bodies flying all around him. Now, the good news is this. You don't need Tua to be incredibly mobile. That's not where he's best at. What Tua is best at is staying in the pocket, being an incredibly accurate quarterback, making great decisions. Accuracy has always been Tua's biggest number one strength. So I believe Tua is a franchise quarterback. If I'm the Dolphins, I draft Tua with the number 5 overall pick. I let him sit for a little bit behind Ryan Fitzpatrick, but I believe that'd be a great move. It's kind of weird. People are like, I don't know about Tua. Let me tell you this. Tua is a franchise quarterback. I don't know what else you want. You want a franchise quarterback. You want a guy who can make high-level throws, who can make great decisions. He's a good leader. That's exactly what Tua is. I'm a big fan of Tua. I believe in him. He is a franchise quarterback. And here's another thing. Film aside, this is really, really important. In the last couple months, Tua has been through a lot. Rehab, recovery, doing a ton of work, trying to get back to where he was from a mobility standpoint. And this whole time, as he's doing rehab, as he's working, he's heard a lot of people not believing in him, a lot of media pundits saying this and that about him. And I know from experience that adversity can either make you bitter or make you better. In this situation, I believe that all the adversity Tua has been through in the last couple months is going to make him a better leader, a better man, a better quarterback. And I would go into battle with Tua. If Tua was next to me on a beach at Normandy, I would fight hard, and I'd want Tua to be the guy next to me, man. I strongly, strongly believe that Tua will succeed as an NFL quarterback. He's got all the traits. He's got all the habits. He's incredibly talented, and he's a franchise quarterback. I love Tua. I would draft him, and he's the number 2 quarterback in the NFL draft, but that says less about him and more about just how great Joe Burrow is. But if Tua goes to the Dolphins, they build around him, he's going to be a great quarterback, have a long career, and succeed at a high level. So I believe in Tua. He's a franchise quarterback. I would draft him in a heartbeat. In case you don't know, Strong Opinion Sports is not just a YouTube channel. It is also a full audio podcast. You can find it on Spotify, on iTunes, on Google Play, pretty much everywhere you find podcasts. And if you like podcasts, please do me a huge favor and give it a listen.